Is she a keeper? That is the question we are going to answer in today's video. Once you're done watching this video, you will know whether the person you're interested in is also interested in you and whether or not she's actually worthwhile your time. Question number 1. Why would a local girl want to be in a relationship with a foreign man? Obviously, this question assumes that you are a foreigner dating in a different region of this planet. Maybe you are in Latin America, maybe you are in Africa, maybe you are in Southeast Asia. I don't know where you're located, I don't know where you're looking to date, but you really gotta ask yourself the question, why is this girl interested in me? Because I'm a foreigner, and at the end of the day, we don't share the same culture, we don't share the same language, we don't have the same background, so why on earth is this girl interested in me? I'm not asking you this question to highlight that a local girl is only interested in a foreigner because they're looking for an upgrade, they're looking for more potential, they're looking for a more prosperous future. No, that's not why I'm asking this question. I mean, it is possible and oftentimes likely that the person you're with is interested in certain things that you bring to the table rather than you, yourself, your inner qualities. It is just more natural for a girl to date a guy from the same culture because there's going to be less problems, there's going to be less cultural differences, there's going to be, less language barrier. It just makes a whole lot more sense to go with someone from your own culture versus someone from a different culture. And you really got to ask yourself, is this girl coming after me with the right intentions? If you want to live in her country and build a life there, it would make a lot more sense to date her for the long term because at the end of the day, you are looking to integrate into her culture and you're looking to adjust. And that is really important for somebody who wants to live in a foreign country. Why would she be interested in dating a much older man like me? Why is there such a big age gap? And I think you gotta mind the gap. There has to be something that this guy has that the younger guys don't have. And that's just the cold hard reality of dating. If you're a guy, let's say, you're in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, and you're dating a much, much younger woman. She's in her 20s, in her 30s. There's got to be a reason why she wants to be with a much older man. Oftentimes the argument is, well, an older man is more stable, an older man is more certain about what he wants, and I totally agree with that. That is certainly the case, Younger people, they tend to be more indecisive, they tend to be less experienced. That is important, right? But for a woman, to want an older man, for her to be with for the long term, there's gotta be a bigger reason. Is she coming after you with the right intentions or not? Generally speaking, an age gap of 0 to 15 years is acceptable in most countries. It's even normal. It even happens in Western countries. See a woman, she's together with a guy that's 7 years, 10 years, 13 years older than her. It happens. And oftentimes women do prefer older men. Yes, they want to be with a man who is more experienced. They want to be with a man who is certain. And that is really, really important because at the end of the day, women think, and rightly so, a younger man just is not as stable as an older man. Generally speaking, men need a lot more time to mature than women do. If I were broke, would this girl still be talking to me? If the answer to this question is no, and you're looking to be in a long-term relationship with this girl, you should walk away immediately. That's of course not the answer you're looking for, but it's better to surrender earlier than later. The longer you stay in a relationship with a gold digger, the more money you will end up losing. And how you can prove that is by simply not offering too much. If anytime you guys hang out, she asks you for something new, buy me this, buy me that, or can you give me a higher allowance? If these are the questions that pop up in her mind before you ever got serious in the relationship, then you know that you're dealing with a gold digger. Why does she want to know about certain things? And what I mean here is money related things. We're talking income, we're talking net worth, we're talking assets. Why is she asking you certain questions related to your income, assets, net worth? If the amount is high enough, they may continue pursuing the relationship. If the amount is not high enough, they may end the relationship right away. But as a rule of thumb, if you are dealing with a person who is always asking you about financials, who is always asking you about how much money you have, how much money you can give her, how many assets you have, what you just purchased, and that person doesn't even know you well yet, if that's all she cares about, you really know that she's coming after you with the wrong intentions. Does she want to move to my country? And the reason why that is such an important question is because if you made the effort to go to her country, and let's assume it's a developing country, it's a second, third world country. I mean, there's no such thing as second and third world anyway, but let's just say it is a developing country, and you got to the country with the intention to live there on a permanent basis. So she should know that you want to remain in her country. The main reason why it's bad for you to bring her to your country is because you're taking her out of her comfort zone and you're taking her out of her environment, of her very being, and you're importing her into a different environment. And we all know what happens, right? People change. Environment changes people. This is nothing new, right? It happens all the time. But the main reason why she's asking this question is because she wants to see whether or not you're willing to bring her to your country, because she might be interested in a passport, she might be interested in a higher living standard, she might be interested in a better future for herself and her family, right? So it's not just her, she's not just thinking about her, she's also thinking about her family, her relatives. We see that a lot with people that bring, their girlfriends, their wives to the United States. People want the green card. It is one of their biggest goals. Now, how do you know that she's really into you, into the person you are? Now, how do you know that she's really interested in you, that she's really into you, that she is coming after you with the right intentions? How do you know that? How do you know if she's really interested in you? Well, what kind of questions is she asking? If she's asking the right questions, then she might very well be interested in you. And of course, if she's really interested in you, if she really loves you for who you are, she will enjoy the simple things. We're talking cooking. We're talking about, playing the guitar. We are talking about hanging out, playing billiards together. We're talking about going to the park. We're talking about going swimming. We're talking about simple things. If you can enjoy the simple things together, you will most certainly have a fantastic time, and you will know that she is coming after you with the right intentions. So you have similar interests, you have commonalities, and you can have fun without spending money. One of the easiest and best ways for you to really know that she's after you with the right intentions is whenever a woman has more money than you. And now you might think, well, that rarely happens. And I totally agree, it's true, it rarely happens. But if a woman has much more money than you, you can almost be certain that she's not after your money. Because at the end of the day, she has more than you. She has achieved more in terms of financial success. She has accumulated more wealth, more income, more assets. She has more than you. So why would she be together with a guy that has so much less? If she was after your money, then chances are she wouldn't be with you if you had so little. She would probably be pursuing a higher dude. She would be pursuing a whale, not somebody with less income, with less assets, with less net worth than her. And she's happy living in her country. That is really important, because if you want to live with her in her country and she's happy there, then that is applaudable, because chances are she may not want to leave, unless maybe you change. But if she's happy living in her country, if her family is there, her family is happy living in her country, nobody is planting any, not so good seeds into her head, that's when you can be sure that, you will have a great time there. Because if a woman is happy with her family, her environment, with her profession, with her circle, then chances are she is going to stay there. Before we wrap up this video, I'm going to pass some final thoughts on to you. First, you never ever disclose your income, net worth, or assets. Don't buy real estate under her name just to have a home to live in. If you move to a developing country, if you live in a developing country, then what you can do is rent. Renting is much safer. It is also better for the long term, especially if you're unsure about the relationship and where it's going to go. Don't donate lots of money to her family. It is best that you avoid girls with many ex-boyfriends, and also girls that had many one-night stands. You don't want that. And perhaps you don't want to date a girl who wants to move to your country. If it happens after time that you want to move out of her country and that you both see a path, in your country, then that's great. But if she only wants to be with you because you show an opportunity for her to get to your country, then she's not the right person for you. Are there any other long-term dating tips that we did not discuss in today's video? What do you think about this topic? Leave a comment below and let us know. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm uploading new videos on digital nomad locations, travel updates, and investment advice several times a week right now. And if you got some more time left, check out these videos.